Hey everybody, it's Jacob from Piano by Pictures, and today we are going to take a look at the hymn, Nearer My God to Thee. First I'm going to show you a simple way to play the song, and then I'm going to show you how to use chord inversions to take that simple arrangement and make it sound professional. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go ahead and start with that right hand melody. Start with your thumb on D, index finger on E, middle finger on G, ring finger on A, and pinky on B. Our hand is going to be in this position for most of the song. We'll start with B, A, G, G, E, E, then D, G, B, A, then B, A, G, G, E, E, then D, G, move your index finger over to F sharp, and then A, and then G. For the B section, go ahead and move your whole hand over to where your ring finger is on D, and your pinky can play E. So we'll go D, E, D, D, B, D, then D, E, D, D, B, A. Then move your hand over. So back to our original position, pinky on B, B, A, G, G, E, E, and the same thing again, D, G, index to F sharp, and then A, and then G. For the left hand, we're only going to need 3 chords. We're going to start with G, and the notes of this are G, B, D, then C. The notes of this are C, E, G, and then D, and the notes are D, F sharp, and then A. And don't be intimidated by this F sharp. It actually kind of makes it easier in the hand because your middle finger gets a little elevated. I actually find this chord more comfortable than C and G. So don't let a little accidental scare you. Here's how everything fits together. We're going to start with the first note in the G chord at the same time. Then C comes here. Back to G. And then D. Back to G. C again. Quick little move here. We're going to go G, then D, and then back to G. For the B section, we stay on G for pretty much this entire line. Another G, another G, and then D right here. Then G, then C, and then a quick G, D, G. Now I want to talk about an incredibly powerful concept on the piano called chord inversions. If you play gospel piano, this is something you need to know how to do. Basically, all a chord inversion is taking a basic chord and then reordering the notes. In this case, we're going to use this technique to transform our right hand from just playing single notes into sounding like a whole choir. Let's take each of the 3 chords in the song and invert them so that you have a sense of familiarity with them, and then we can apply them to the song. Now this concept may seem intimidating at first, but stick with me and I promise you're going to start using this all the time. So the first thing we're going to do is take our G chord, and we're going to take the bottom note and move it to the top, and then revoice it like this. Now, this is still a G chord. Even though I'm moving the notes of the chord around, the chord still retains its G quality. Similarly, I can take this B and move it up an octave, and then I have another inversion of G. So when you have a regular G, we're going to call that root position. Then when you move the bottom note to the top, this is first inversion. And then when you do this again, it's second inversion. So again, root position, move G up, then you have first inversion, then move B up, and then you have second inversion. Let's repeat this procedure for the rest of the chords. So C, we move C up an octave, and then we get our first inversion. Then we move E up an octave, we get our second inversion. We do it again, and we're back to our root position. Lastly, D. D is a little trickier because of this F sharp, pretty much the same shapes as the chords we just learned. So we have our D chord, we move our D up an octave, so we revoice it like this. And then we move this F sharp up an octave, we voice it like this. What I would do before you move on in the video is to take a second to just practice these chords and get used to moving them up. Maybe go backwards, maybe go this way with it, and just get comfortable with all the different chord shapes. So here's C, we invert, invert, and just get used to seeing these patterns and get used to the way that they feel in your hand. This is definitely something worth taking the time to get comfortable with. All right, great job. Now that we have these chord inversions down, let's go ahead and apply them to Nearer My God to Thee. First things first, in the left hand, we're just going to play octaves. So if the chord is G, you just play 2 Gs in the bass. If the chord is C, you just play 2 Cs in the bass. And if the chord is D, you're gonna play 2 Ds in the bass. And that's all you have to do in the left hand. We're gonna focus on the right hand today. So the first phrase is this, we're gonna go G in inversion, then D, then G, all over a G in the bass. Here we land on C, and then invert that C chord down, and then we do a regular G, do the inversion, do another inversion, and then land on D. Then back to G, same thing again, then C, and then invert down, and then we're gonna go G, inversion, D, inversion, into root position, and then land on G. For the B section, we're gonna play a G chord, and then use a C in inversion as a passing chord. So we have this kind of thing going on. So the top voices move up, your thumb stays on the same note. I use this all the time. Anyway, so we go here, G, and then invert down, and then go back up to that G. Do the same thing again. And then here we play D, and then a G in inversion, which lands on a D chord. So here's that again. And then back to the top, same thing, G, D, G, C, 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 and then G, G, D, D, and then G. One of the things I like to do here, which is inspired by the hymn in the hymn book, is for this G, G, D, D, I like to just play that all over a D in the bass. It creates this nice suspended sound, which then resolves super great into that G chord. Here's the entire thing. We'll start on G, then C, and invert down, then back to G, inversion, inversion, then D, and then G, back to C, and then G, G, D, D, G. B section, that little C passing chord, and then invert down and back up. Then here it is again, and then D, and then that G over D, and then D again, back to the top, and then here's that little hymn move all over that D in the bass. I think that sounds so good. There you go. I'm always amazed how you can take simple chords and move them around a little bit and sound instantly more professional. I hope that this video has been helpful and that you can also take these concepts and apply them to any of the other songs that you're working on. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the link in our description to check out our free book offer, but most of all, enjoy playing.